Welcome to another video from Dr. Lock. We're going to take you through installing a standard knob set tie bolt. This is one that's available on our lock shop. With our display board here, we're going to install it on here so you can see how it's done. For this particular lock, we're going to take it out of the packaging and go from brand new install to all the way installed. First thing you need to do is get rid of this environmentally friendly plastic. Cardboard, that's a little bit better. Locate the screws, locate the latch and the striker plate. We won't be fitting the striker plate for now. We have some instructions, irrelevant. I'm going to tell you the instructions. Okay, so we start off with our display board, which is representing our door. First thing we need to do is work out what our back set is on this particular lock. When I put this piece against here, I can see that my center of my hole is not exactly centered. I need a tape measure to quickly show you this. Here we are. I'll put this against here and I can see that it's set at the 60 position. 60 seems to be the center here and our hole is further back. Now with a lot of locks like this, you can look at them and you can see they actually are adjustable. Here we have 2 3/8 or 2 3/4. So what we do to adjust this particular lock is we just simply pull it backwards. That's how you adjust it. Push it forwards, pull it backwards. Still going to do the same thing. Alright, so we're going to flip our display board over. Now the next thing is you have to work out how your door is hitting. If my door was slamming this direction, I would have the latch this way. If my door was slamming in this direction, I would have the latch this way. So basically the ramp towards the frame. Slamming, or if not, spinning around so it slams this way. Okay, so first thing we do is we mount our latch. We're going to look at these screws now. I'll put this board aside so we can look at the screws. Hope you can all see from that distance. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 wood screws. 2 of them will be for the latch. Sorry, the striker plate. 2 of them will be for the striker plate. As you can see, they're countersunk. They fit in there perfectly. They do a nice job. Sorry, there we go. Exactly perfect for those. Wood screws they are. The other 2 would be for our latch. So what we need to do is to screw them straight on in there, completing that. It might be worthwhile pilot drilling that, and so it doesn't actually crack the wood. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause and grab myself a small drill bit. Okay, so I'm back with you now. We're using a small drill bit to drill our pilot hole as centered as possible in this piece of wood. The reason you do a pilot hole is because if you were to screw a screw into there, it can actually crack, creating a crack here and cracking on the surface of your actual job. So you definitely don't want to crack. What you do is you just grab yourself a drill, like so, positioning it as center as possible. Okay, and you drill yourself some pilot holes. Now this drill that I'm using here is only very small, a couple of mil. When I compare it to the screw, if you can see that there we go. You can see that it's only basically to take the meat out of the center of the screw. It's not designed to take away the flutes. The flutes being these parts on the side, leaving those to retain the strength. This is only to remove that main part of the wood. So I'm just going to screw these in now just by hand, just like that. Now you should be using a screwdriver for this, just a standard P2 screwdriver. Here's a screwdriver just for your reference, nice little short one. Now that it's pilot holed, we can easily just quite screw these in like this. But if you're lazy like me, it's not quick enough. Bring out the drill. Keep screwing until the surface is flush, running your finger over the top, making sure it is flush. Exactly flush, a little bit more there. Exactly flush, exactly flush. It should feel like one surface. No jump, no up, no down, one surface. That is a nicely installed latch. Now the question is, what happens if the latch sits out and it doesn't actually sit in there enough? That requires you to actually chisel out the latch even further. If the latch does not sit down perfect like that, it's not a perfect job. Okay, so we have our latch in position. We have our back set at 70. Now our lock set. Here is our lock set here. There's two ways you can install this. You can install it this way with the keyway facing down and the pins facing up, or you can install it this way, which means that basically the lock is upside down. You have to insert the key with the grooves in the wrong direction. The best way to do it is to install it with the grooves to the key facing up, like I'm not sure how you watch it, like that. Okay, these grooves towards the roof. If you install it the opposite way around, the springs are always under pressure, and in the event of somebody using a wrong key or continually using a wrong key, they can stretch your springs and they can create the lock to fail. If the lock fails, it needs to be drilled off the door. Installing it the correct way up will mean your lock will last longer. So then we need to install the lock, so we simply just put this lock through the hole like so. We come around to the back of the door, if you can see that there. We put this over the top, making sure before we put the screws in that our turn snib is locking and unlocking the lock before we start to do the screws up. If you put this on an angle, you can squash this part here, or it might not actually be lined up in there properly. Using your hand for this part, pull the knob back a little bit, line your screws up, make sure they're going centered into the hole, making sure also they are actually going into the hole. Sometimes you can have them going in there and binding on the side, feeling like they're doing the right thing, but actually they're not. Okay, using my Phillips driver again. You can use a screwdriver for this. I'm just turning the screws all the way down. They are very long screws, designed to take up the width of the door. You can see that. Careful not to knurl the head of the screw. There should not be any resistance on the lock, on these screws right now. Should not be any resistance. They should be just screwing straight into where they need to be screwing into. Okay, looking at the other side now. There is our lock. Testing the latch to make sure it draws all the way back. Testing deadlock function. Holding this one down. Testing that the latch does not go all the way back up. This is very important because when this is in the striker plate here, this one will be pushed down and this one will be in the inside of this striker plate. So the little one, this little part right here, will be pushed up against here. The big one will be in the keeper, just like that. Meaning that if I tried to get a credit card between here and push this back, it's not going to go back. This is a dead latching function. If both of these are inside the keeper like this, you can see that they're going to push back with a credit card or a piece of plastic and allow somebody access who shouldn't be getting access. Installing the strike is an important part in maintaining the security of a handle lock, as you can see there. Alright, test the other functions now. I'm going to lock it from the inside, test my knob, it is locked, unlock it from the inside, test my knob, it works. This is your turn snib, this is unlocked, locking it, this is locked. From the inside, if there's ever an emergency, flick this, run out. So it's quite an easy lock. From the outside, you have your key. You can lock and unlock anti-clockwise, but depends on how you're looking at this video. The knob is now locked. Clockwise, the knob is now unlocked. When the knob is unlocked, you can see that it will release the door. Thanks for watching our video. If you have any further queries, please email. This lock is available, this board is available, all available on our lock shop. Thanks for watching.